For me, it was like going on a school trip. Those hard-boiled eggs never tasted so good, like on the train to the prison camp. Of course, it took all night because they had special trains from Prague. We were lucky we were in Prague. Imagine the people who were coming from other parts of the country. But it was an overnight train with all the people going to the same place. Then we would go Jáchymov, Příbram. And I remember the train would arrive, let's say, at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then they would let us wait in that called train station for the local little train to take us to the labor camps. And of course, I have plenty of stories about that. But for me, it was kind of an adventure. And I was very proud because when we visited the prisoners, every prisoner had a guard standing right next to him, following our every word. The visits were about every half a year for 15 minutes. And I was told by my mother to be sure to shove some food into my father's pocket. So I always had to watch the guard, not looking for a second. And I was always very proud of myself when I managed to get something in. But I remember when I was 14. Okay, so my father was taken away when I was 6, and he came back when I was 16. But I was 14. My mother had one of her migraine headache, and that was the only time when she could not go to visit him. She sent me alone. And it was Příbram. And today it may take an hour by train, but I remember then it took forever. And I arrived at the town square, got off the train, and there were buses that would go to the labor camps, and I didn't see anybody, except there was a bus with the drivers kind of sleeping there, and I said to him, "Oh, I don't know what to do, where are all the buses? I must have missed." He said, "Where are you going?" I said, "To see my dad, he's in the labor camp, and my mother will kill me if I don't get there." He said, "Well, get on." And he took me to the labor camp, and I see that they were already closing all the gates, because this was a place where it was just for the visits. It wasn't the real place. And it looked kind of like when you see some of the wooden barracks from the concentration camps, so that they were just for the visits. And so I come to the gate, and the soldier is closing the gate, and I start crying. I'm 14, I look like 11. And I said, "My mother will kill me if I don't see my father." He said, "Well, stay right here." So he comes back. Actually, it was the commandant of the labor camp that came out, and he said, "Okay, here is a piece of paper, and you will go to the place where your father is and show them this paper." So you need to imagine that this was in the middle of a field with nothing except on the little hill, those watchtowers, with you could see those soldiers with the guns. But mainly you saw all those signs everywhere. In Czech it would be nevstupovat, střílení, bez výstrahy, don't enter shooting without warning or something like that. And it was everywhere. And I still remember running. I was running with this piece of paper holding in front of me and thinking, well, how will those soldiers there know that this paper says that I can be here?